Alan Newcastle sits alone watching YouTube videos on his computer when suddenly he hears an all too familiar cry for help.
There is no expectation of privacy in public.
There's no need to fear. Hezekiah is here.
And Mr. Wallace is having lunch at a cafe down the street. Well, I wasn't going to mention the name, but he left a note on his door with his cell phone number. Good. Let's give Mr. Wallace a call. Hey, is this Terry? Yeah, Terry, this is the dickhead out in the parking lot. My name is Dickhead. I'm out in the parking lot. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just wondering where you got that new name for me from. Didn't think that was very nice of you to yell Dickhead across the parking lot, you know, so just figured I'd give you a holler and ask you what your story is. You want to give me an interview on camera? Or you only talk when I'm not here? I don't care who you are.
I'm not going to do it.
You're not going to do what?
Put up with your crap.
You're not going to put up with my crap, but I'm supposed to put up with you?
You're calling me, harassing me. Well, let one of those guys, I'll lock you up right now.
You left your cell phone number on the door of your business.
You're calling me, you're harassing me. I'll have you locked up right now, buddy.
Go ahead.
Outside the restaurant.
Knock yourself out. I'll be right down there.
That was a clip from You're Being Arrested, Turn Off the Camera, one of the 4 videos we'll be looking at today. Hi, I'm Alan Newcastle, contributor to the Hezekiah YouTube channel. And I'm Hezekiah Jenkins, author of the Frauditors Handbook. Link will be in the description below. And today we have our first Spotlight episode. That's right, we'll be reviewing the most viewed videos of all time from Amagansett Press. We chose to focus this episode on Amagansett Press just because they're considered by many in the frauditing community to be the gold standard of what a fraudit should be. Our first video today is called Cops Get Shut Down, Who's the Idiot Now? It's a story of a man just walking in a cemetery, minding his own business, when he suddenly is accosted by a vicious film crew that just happened to be filming a TV show at the cemetery. Later, he has his rights violated by tyrannical police. The first clip is the intro to the video, where he makes it quite clear that he knows the film crew is there and that they don't like being filmed, which you'll see later he adamantly denies several times that he had any prior knowledge of the filming.
Okay guys, Amagansett Press coming to you from East Hampton Village. We're here today because I just found out through a source that Showtime is filming. There's a show on Showtime called The Affair. And they are actually here on Cooper Street in the village of East Hampton filming the show as we speak. So we're gonna walk as close to the set as possible. East Hampton Town Police, of course, is running defense for them. And they're shooting a cemetery scene. There's a cemetery here on the street. Hopefully we're not too late and they're still in the process of filming. And these production guys do not like being filmed. So we'll see how it goes.
Now in this next clip, Amagansett plays dumb and lies like a typical frauditor when asked by the film crew not to film them, twisting their words and building his false narrative.
So what are you guys doing here today?
We're filming. We're getting out of here.
Filming? So you're done? You're wrapped up?
No, we're still filming.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll stay out of your way.
Right.
I'm just observing.
Thanks.
That's all.
The cops work with us, so if you want to ask them any questions, that's
If the cops work with you, that's your problem.
we hide them.
That's your problem.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean.
I don't know what you
I don't
mean.
have a problem.
I don't have a problem either.
Yeah, but this is a closed set. They don't want you on the set.
Where does it say closed set? How am I supposed to? What if I'm coming to visit my grandmother?
Locations. I understand, but are you coming to visit your grandmother?
Well, I'm not saying I am or I'm not. I'm just saying, what if I am?
And I'm asking you, like you're asking me a question. I'm asking you a question. That's all.
I wasn't asking anybody any questions. I was just walking down the path
but you
here,
have
minding my
cameras
own
and
business.
Stuff like that. It's a closed set. That's all. We just we're just asking you to respect.
You guys have a lot
That's all.
better cameras than I do.
Well, I don't got it. But we just ask you to respect.
No, I'm not going to get anybody's way. Well, are they actually filming over here?
Yes.
They're filming right here.
Not right.
So aren't you in it?
Excuse me.
Wouldn't you be in the shot if they're filming right here? See, and then you turn around. That's why I don't start these conversations, because when you're done talking, you just turn around and walk away.
Because it's nothing to talk about. I asked because I asked you nicely, and then you just you know what I mean. You're making it into.
Oh, I'm being nice. I'm not being disrespectful to you. How am I?
You are, because I asked you.
All right, so then before you accuse me of creating a disturbance, I'm going to ask you to just leave me alone then.
I said this is a closed set.
Thank you. Okay.
And in this clip, Amagansett continues his false narrative building by bold-faced lying to the cops and pulling the infuriating Frauditor classic of comparing himself to Rosa Parks.
Well, the thing is, you can.
Or does it just go out to where the guy with the camera is?
Well, you can visit to close set. You can't take photos. That's what we're telling you.
But who, according to who? That's not that. If I'm allowed to be here, I'm allowed to take photographs and video.
They don't want you taking photos.
Well, yeah, but what they want doesn't trump my rights. All right? I understand that. And I plan to be very respectful. I'm not going to...
You're not going to film it. That's what we're telling you. Okay?
Well, I'm filming walking around. Yeah. I mean, I'm not here to specifically film them. I didn't even know what was going on here.
We're under the assumption you were, because you're walking around with a camera.
Well, you guys know what I do. I don't go after showtime all day long. I saw the police car parked out. I'll tell you what I'm doing. I saw the police cars parked out here. There was some activity going on. I saw yellow tape from the road.
Did you ask us to come up and say, what are they doing?
I walked right past the police car over there in the driveway, and nobody said a word to me.
But if you saw us, did you come up and ask us?
Why would I do that?
You just said that. You saw us.
Yeah, but why would I walk up to you and ask you anything?
Because we're telling you, what are they doing? You wanted to know what they were doing.
Let me ask you a question in all seriousness. Did Rosa Parks call the bus company and say, can I sit in the front seat?
So after playing the standard word games with the cops for like another 20 minutes or so, the executive producer of the show comes by to try and help him understand why they want him not to film their production. In this clip, he insults her and doubles down on his lie.
Don't take any offense, but what I do I think is a lot more important than what you do.
What do you do?
Well, I'm not here to answer any questions.
Okay.
You know, if I can tell you what I'm doing and appease the situation that way and de-escalate, I'm happy to do that. But what I'm doing is very secretive, and I don't want to give it away.
Is there an area of the graveyard that would help you do what you're doing?
No, not at all. No, I don't need any help. Not at all. I appreciate you asking.
I mean,
but no.
in terms of separating where you're working and where we're working?
No. I probably, actually, if I wasn't approached, I probably would have been gone by now. I wasn't planning on hanging out for that long. I just kind of was driving by, saw the yellow tape, saw the police vehicles out in the front, didn't know what was going on.
Right.
Pulled over, walked in, and was approached by two guys with walkie-talkies telling me to get out of here in a not so nice way.
And in the final clip, he approaches the crew member who asked him earlier not to film and accuses him of ordering him to leave.
So we let the young man know that I'm allowed to be here? Did you get educated?
Excuse me?
Did you get educated? You know I'm allowed to be here?
Not even. We had a conversation. I'm done. Nothing to talk about.
Okay. Life on your terms?
You're free to do what you want. You're free to do what you want.
Oh, now? Yeah, well, you originally walked up to me and told me I had to leave.
I asked you.
I find this video to be absolutely appalling. Not only is it clear by his own admission that this entire interaction was his intent from the beginning, but his insistence on building a false narrative that he contradicts in his own intro shows a level of disingenuousness that I find personally offensive. Alan, I couldn't disagree more. This video is an absolute frauditing masterpiece. Mwah. And for all the reasons you just mentioned. What are you talking about? This video illustrates disrespect for private citizens, disrespect for the police, being in a cemetery, disrespect for the dead. How can you possibly enjoy it? Exactly. This is a masterclass in frauditing. The disrespecting the general public, disrespecting the police, false narrative building, blatantly telling lies, all hallmarks of a great frauding. Well, at least this week I didn't have to wait too long to call you an idiot. Thumbs down. I would agree with you, but then we'd both be wrong. Thumbs way up. Anyway, our next video is called I Do Not Consent Unlawful Search. It's a story of a woman who gets pulled over for talking on her cell phone while driving, and the horrible, evil, rotten, tyrant police decide to violate her rights just because she was driving without a license. In this first clip, she's talking calmly with the officer when she clearly states twice that being filmed is upsetting her. In this clip, Amagansett Press has a few words with the officer, and that's really it.
People have rights, and that's why we're here, and you know this.
We're not violating our rights.
Okay, well, that's why I'm here, to make sure you know.
And in this final clip, the woman that was pulled over starts to freak out.
First of all, these from the bill of crime will save these officers. Anna, you also don't have your license on you. Okay? That's another thing that I didn't write you for. You didn't read it. You already said give it to her. What? Who said give it to her? You asked him, should I give her a ticket? And he goes, give it to her. You're so fucking mean, people. Oh my god, oh my god. I want to get out. I want to leave. You already left the car.
We cut it off there because nothing really happens at all. I think the only reason this video got so many views is because people loved watching the poor girl have a meltdown. I think so as well. The most despicable part, it seems to me, is that she was calm in the beginning, right? And then she was embarrassed about being filmed, and that drove her to lose control of her emotions. Well, to be fair, that does seem, that definitely was a contributing factor to the situation, but watching this situation, I think the girl would have freaked out on the cops either way. I mean, watching a woman in distress lose control like that to use as content under the guise of fighting for our rights against these horrible cops, it's despicable. It's a short video. It's a pointless video. I find no pleasure in watching a woman have a breakdown. Thumbs down. Yeah, this video did nothing for me. That's a thumbs down for me, too. Anyway, our next video is called Tyrant Cop Makes a Big Mistake. It's the well-known classic Frauditor tale of a sweet, harmless, friendly, innocent gentleman simply trying to buy a stamp at the post office. In this first clip, Amagansett Press is asked to stop filming by an authorized post office employee and then argues with him and the customers and flat out lies about why he's there.
No picture taking allowed in here.
Sorry?
Put those cameras down. You're not allowed to take any pictures in the post office.
I'm not taking pictures.
Okay. Well, aim them the other way or something.
Have you ever read your Poster 7?
I don't care.
You don't care about the rules of the post
Get rid
office?
of those cameras now.
Sir, just calm
Get
down
rid of
and I'll
those
talk to you when I get up to the front.
Or leave.
Around so I can go back to work.
Hey guys, we don't want to be on there.
Get rid of the cameras.
Do you see what you just created?
No, you didn't create anything. You guys created it. So
by bringing the cameras.
Nobody said a word until he decided to start.
Hey, I was waiting for him because he's got the authority here. So please.
The authority is on the wall.
Leave now.
Listen, stop yelling.
Leave.
No, I'm not
Leave
leaving.
with those
I need to buy
cameras
a stamp. I'm not leaving.
now. Hey, Liam, call the cops.
There you go.
I just want my package. Dude.
You're outta here.
Please, just,
You guys are
help
outta
us
here.
out.
Okay.
Like, you're causing all this for everyone now by not turning the
I'm just traveling through Silverthorne with my son documenting a trip.
And you're out of here.
Okay.
You are out.
We'll see about that when the cops get here.
Out of the post office.
Okay.
There are no cameras allowed in the post office.
You don't have my permission to
Yeah, and you don't have mine either. So
The rules,
want you to leave.
the federal rules for a post office are posted on the wall in the next room. You can, anybody's
outta
invited to go read them.
Hit the road.
I'll speak to the police when they
Hit
get
the
here,
road.
sir. Okay. I'm sorry you're so upset with your life.
We're not upset with our
Hit
life.
the road.
None of us want to be.
I wasn't speaking to you, ma'am.
you're
Be
pathetic.
gone.
You're rude.
You're
You
pathetic.
are really
I'm
rude.
pathetic.
Hey, this no.
Thank
you
you.
need
Yeah,
to get
thank
out.
you.
I'm sorry. It is the federal law.
Who are you? It is not a federal law. Have you ever read your Poster 7? Would you like to go
We
look
don't
at it
care what
together?
you think about the rules. We
You
know the
cannot
rules.
You don't care about the rules?
Get out.
Let's go take a look at
You
Poster
cannot-
7.
Get out of here.
Leave.
You want to take a look at the
video
rules?
Postal employee.
Yes, I can.
No, you cannot.
All right, well, then I'll stay here and you can call the cops and do whatever you got to do.
This is how pathetic the world's getting.
Stick around and you'll see the cops tell me I'm right.
Oh, so
Nope.
that's what you want
No,
to try
you
to
won't.
do?
You don't-
No, I'm just
You don't have
standing.
the right to.
For
I
what?
would
In
admit,
this
so I
office,
don't care
I
to
am
be.
the authority. Whatever you read on the wall doesn't matter.
Wow, really?
In this office, I am the authority. Whatever you read on the wall doesn't matter. Wow, Wow, really?
Yes.
No, you're not the authority in this office, sir. The Constitution of the United States. The Constitution of the United States is the authority in this office.
Provided that there is no disruption to postal service operations, which you have now created.
No, I didn't create any disruptions. You guys are okay.
Dude, get out of here.
I think you've been living up in the mountains too long, my
Oh,
man.
dude, I don't even live here.
Well, then stop talking to me. What do you care
Hey, I
then?
don't want to be on there.
Well, I don't.
I'll let the cops know I don't.
I don't want people to yell at me when I'm in line at a
Nobody's
post office to
yelling.
get a
He
stamp.
asked you politely
Okay.
to switch that off and turn it around. Didn't he ask you politely?
See, I like this guy. He's just thinking, taking it all in. Maybe that's what you should
How
do.
about this? I'm gonna film that one.
Sure. Yeah. Do you want to do it again? Wow. And at this point, I'll ask everyone to stop speaking to me so you can just
Oh,
go
you have the
carry
right
on with
to
your
that?
business.
If you have a right to that,
I have a right to
not
ask.
to be on your camera.
I have a right to ask.
And I have the right to ask you to switch that
You're
thing
in a
off.
public place, sir.
So you have a public place, so I can talk to you.
Of course you can.
Yeah, but you just
If
asked
you
not
choose
to. Talk
to.
you.
And I can film if I choose to.
Dumbass.
Well, there you go.
Like Schrodinger always said, you got to lie to fraud it. And so far, we've been seeing so many lies today. We're not even halfway done with our reviews yet, and we've already seen more lies from this guy than we normally see in an entire video. Anyway, in this next clips, the cops have arrived, and Amagansett pulls the quintessential, purposeful misreading of Poster 7. and follows up once again by blatantly lying about why he's there.
Right, so there's something called, I'll show you over here. Hello.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
So they have something called Poster 7, okay, which is the rules and regulations of the post office governing conduct on postal property, okay? There is a section for photographs for news, advertising, or commercial purposes, which allows us to take photographs inside of the post office as long as we are not in a restricted area. As long as we're in a publicly accessible
Could we
area.
actually go outside so we're not restricting them getting in?
Yeah, let's go right over here. Just plenty of room. Yeah. So that's all we're doing. We're traveling through Silverthorne.
Yeah.
I'm in line to buy a stamp. That's all I was doing. And we're just documenting our trip.
Later, a sergeant arrives, and Amagansett admits he was not just there to buy a stamp.
You should figure it out before you tell me you're going to make me leave. Would be a good idea. And I just told you I wanted to start all over again, cordial and calm. I'm trying to be as respectful as I can. I'm calling you Sergeant Dunaway. I'm being very respectful to you. I'm being very cordial.
I am not being disrespectful to you.
No, you're not. You're not. But and you know what? I'll give you a little clue as to why I'm here. The purpose of why I'm here is to expose this.
Okay.
Okay? So just be careful how you proceed. That's all.
Fine.
Just because somebody that works here doesn't want to be on camera does not give them the right to violate my rights and break the law. It's not how it works. And what I was trying to say is you're not a feelings enforcement officer, you're a law enforcement officer. You're here to enforce the law, and I have not violated the law. 50 years old, I've never violated the law in my life.
Now, after a few more minutes of arguing with the sergeant, the original officer that Amagansett lied to returns, and then he doubles down on the lie.
And I'm not a dishonest person. What I told you is I'm traveling through Silverthorne, okay? I came in to buy a stamp, documenting our trip, and that's what we're doing. So I basically have told you what I'm doing.
Okay.
Let's see what the sergeant has to say
Here's kind of the
here.
deal.
Okay.
They don't want you here.
I understand that.
We're trespassing you on behalf of...
You're going to trespass me? I want you to speak to your lieutenant before you do that, because I'm going to file a lawsuit against you if you trespass me. I promise you.
That's fine.
And I'm going to name you personally, and you're going to lose your qualified immunity because you're violating my rights. Are you sure? You're going to pay for this personally.
That's fine.
You really think it's fine? I'm going to sue you.
The post office does not want you in here.
Okay,
you
but
can film out there.
But do you understand you're going to lose your qualified immunity? If you're telling me you're trespassing me, I will follow any lawful order you give me.
They don't want you on their property.
That's not their decision to make, and you don't understand that. And you're making a big mistake for your municipality. You really are. You're going to cost them dearly.
No.
If I'm not trespassing,
you can't film it.
Am I free to go? Am I free to?
We want you to
They do not want you back in.
Am I free to leave?
The building, yes.
I'm asking, am I free to leave?
The building, yes.
So if I'm free to leave, I'm free to stay. So I'm going to go buy my stamp.
After what feels like an eternity of Amagansett arguing and using all the standard fast-talking con man techniques common amongst all frauditors, he finally leaves the building, but continues to argue. In this clip, he takes on the role of tyrant, barking orders and threatening the police, as well as admitting that he does this on purpose, and bounces back and forth between saying he's just there to buy a stamp and that he wasn't.
Well, I'm going to go back in.
No, you're not.
No, you're not, dude.
Well, then trespass me.
You are trespassed.
That's not a trespass. You're asking me to leave. And when you ask somebody, they have the right to say yes or no.
Trespass form for you.
Sure you do.
No, I don't.
Sure you do. I want a lieutenant. I want to hire up here.
You don't
She is the higher up.
I'm going to call 911 and tell them that my rights are being violated. Well, actually, call the sheriff's department. We'll get the sheriff down here and they'll straighten you out. You guys have no idea what you're talking about. And I want your business card because you're going to be sued.
I already gave it to you.
Did you give it to me? No?
I already gave it to you.
You gave me your business card?
I gave it to you.
Well, give me another one because I don't know what I did with it. And I'll take yours too, please. And I'd like a business card from you as well. That's state law in case you don't know, so you can give me your business card.
I have mine in the car.
Well, go grab one. You have to give it to me upon demand immediately, so go grab the card. You guys just opened up a shit can on yourself. No, you have to give me a business card. That's not true. State law says you have to give me your business card. Go grab it. You guys just opened up a can of shit on yourselves. You really did. You have no idea who I am and what I do and what I know. You're making a huge mistake. No, you're going to be sorry. It's going to cost you your career, ma'am.
Okay. Well,
you're failing at your job today.
Can you get
no, it's a
stamps at
fact.
the grocery store?
I don't know. It's a good question.
I think you can.
Maybe.
you can.
It'd just be easier, man.
But I told you what my point is. I do this deliberately. I told you what I'm doing.
But
I'm
trying to work with you, and I'm just asking.
Okay.
I know where you're coming from. I get it.
Okay.
And I get it. You said you're a big believer in the Constitution.
Yep.
But right now, for the purposes of just resolving this situation,
okay,
if we could get some stamps, the post office.
It's not about getting. It's not about getting stamps.
Okay.
You're not understanding where I'm coming from. It's not about getting stamps. It's about. Your job is to enforce the law, correct? That's what you are. You're a law enforcement officer, right? You're not a feelings enforcement officer. So if somebody feels like they don't want to be on camera, it's not your job to enforce that. It's your job to enforce it when I hit them over the head with the camera, not when I film them in a public place. And at the end of the day, the reality of the situation is you don't even have jurisdiction inside this building. You have zero jurisdiction here because you're not a federal police officer. If they just don't feel like me being there today, I was there to buy a stamp. I'm standing in line with money in my hand to buy a stamp. The
thing that I don't understand is your motive.
I told you my motive. You want to know what my motive is? I have 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. My channel gets 75,000 views a day. Okay?
And in this final clip, the cops just leave. And Amagansett follows them, making snide remarks at them and at an innocent bystander.
All right, sir. Have a nice day.
I'm having a great day.
Okay.
All right, you have a nice day.
Thank you.
Yep, so what'd you do? Wait till 12 when they lock the doors? Did you get all your info you needed? Your wife's waiting for you.
So there we have it. Another example of a frauditor frauditing a post office. Same old, useless YouTube poop. Alan? See, there you go again. That's the second time tonight. Your infinitesimal little brain couldn't comprehend the bigger picture. Yeah, the video's the same old post office garbage. But that's just the first video we reviewed. It's like the first video we reviewed tonight. It's old, and at the time, this was some real heavy-duty, groundbreaking stuff. This is a great example of why the frauditing community holds Amagansett Press in such high regard. He set the bar for stupidity. Give me a break. That's like saying if you watch the first video ever made of a dude taking a dump, that it's a great video just because it was the first one. That doesn't make any sense. Thumbs down. Thumbs down. Well, I give this video a thumbs up because just like with the first video, I see this as like a masterclass for any would-be frauditors on how to achieve maximum idiocy. Anyway, our final video tonight is called You're Being Arrested, Turn Off the Camera. This is the all-time most viewed video on the Amagansett Press channel. It's the story of a small business owner insulting a sweet, innocent, harmless journalist and then convincing the police to violate his rights. In this first clip, Amagansett explains that he doesn't like being called a well-earned, thoroughly deserved nickname.
So I was just walking down the sidewalk with my wife, and there's a guy that owns an art gallery here in the parking lot, which is called the Terry Wallace Gallery. I'm going to walk over there and give you a shot of it now. And Terry Wallace, who owns the gallery, actually yells over to the cop, "Hey, dickhead's here." And Mr. Wallace is having lunch at a cafe down the street. Well, I wasn't going to mention the name, but he left a note on his door. with his cell phone number. Good. Let's give Mr. Wallace a call. Hey, is this Terry? Yeah, Terry, this is the dickhead out in the parking lot. My name is Dickhead. I'm out in the parking lot. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just wondering where you got that new name for me from. Didn't think that was very nice of you to yell dickhead across the parking lot, you know, so just figured I'd give you a holler and ask you what your story is. You want to give me an interview on camera, or you only talk when I'm not here?
After spending a great deal of time crying about someone using their First Amendment right to have the audacity to say something he didn't like, the police finally arrive. In these next clips, the business owner points out that he obviously knows Amagansett is supposed to be about filming the police, yet is here filming a private citizen.
You did say it. I saw you.
Okay, but where was
the cameras? The witness that doesn't lie saw you. Okay,
I'm
so
a private citizen. I'm not one of these guys.
Oh, you can say anything you want, but I can't. To look for me. That's all it is.
You want to harass these guys? That's one thing, because they have.
I don't feel like I'm harassing anybody.
You're not going to harass me.
I'm not, I was not making a phone call to you was not a harassment. When you posted your cell number in public,
is harassment.
You told me you were going to come outside and call the police. Exactly. Sure you did.
I said I did call the police, and I said
when somebody tells me they called the police on me, I'm going to stand here and wait. I'm not going to disappear. What do you want me to do? Run away from the cops? I have nothing to run away for. I'm 49 years old, never been arrested in my life.
After several eons of Amagansett arguing with the business owner and the cops, the sergeant finally arrives. And in this clip, Amagansett can hardly shut up long enough for the cop to tell him that the man decided not to press charges.
And you know, actually, I mean, if you were going to get off on that conversation, which we won't go too far into it, but you swore an oath to the Constitution of the United States. That's my only interest, listen, okay? So here's the bottom line. So Mr. Wallace, when I'm on the phone with him, I said, Terry, Mr. Wallace, I'm sorry. I said, I would just like to know why my new name is Dickhead. He says to me, listen to me, you piece of shit, okay? I'm an ex-Marine, and you're not going to treat me like this. You're harassing me. Why are you calling my cell phone? I said, you wrote your cell phone number on the window of your business out to the general public to call you if they needed you. I needed you. So that's why I'm calling. Yeah. That's the chase. Okay. So then he says to me, I'm going to call the police. I'm walking outside the restaurant now, and the police are going to come arrest you. So rather than have you drive around and look for me, I walked myself down to the sidewalk, stood on a public sidewalk, and waited for you to get here. Okay. And that's where we are. Okay. So if you consider a phone call to Mr. Wallace harassment, that's up to you.
Listen.
I would just be very careful because it's all...
Are you done now?
Yes.
Okay, good. Have a nice day. He's not filing charges, not doing anything.
Okay.
Okay.
Very good.
You're free to go.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, buddy.
You have a wonderful day.
And in this final clip, Amagansett claims that his real goal is to build a bridge between the police and the citizens, which may have been true at the time, but I doubt it. But anyway, anyone who follows his childish antics knows all he does nowadays is fraud at private business and pepper spray civilians.
And the truth of the matter is, and again, rhetorical statement, you don't have to answer me, but the truth of the matter is, the 800-pound gorilla in the room, okay, he's upset, Sergeant Bennup's upset, whoever's upset because of what I'm doing on YouTube and the videos, and that's where that all came from. Right. If none of that existed, honestly, this whole situation wouldn't have, well, that's you. Yeah. And this is my goal. My goal is not a shitstorm. If the shitstorm happens, it gets views, makes my channel grow, and it gives me more of a voice. The truth of the matter is, though, at the end of the day, this is what I'm after. Okay, I want to open up dialogue between the general public, law enforcement, and I want everybody to shake hands, go home at the end of the day, and have a mutual respect and understanding for each other, even if we don't agree.
I see this video as a failure on so many levels. I think this video got its popularity from the reaction of the business owner and the fact that anyone watching this who doesn't realize what Amagansett really does and that he does deserve that nickname would fully buy into the idea that he was just an innocent victim of the bully store owner. I agree. Other than painting the Frauditor in a, well, depending on your point of view, positive light, the video serves no purpose at all. It's a waste of bandwidth. Thumbs down. That's a thumbs down for me too. The only redeeming factor of this video was the actual name calling itself, and that was just mildly entertaining. But not enough for a recommendation. Thumbs down. So in conclusion, we disagree on cop gets shut down, who's the idiot now, with me giving it a thumbs up for being a great example of what a fraudit is all about, while Hez sees it as nothing more than a frauditor once again telling lies. We agree on I do not consent unlawful search, with both of us giving it a thumbs down, as we see it as nothing more than a voyeuristic look at a woman having an emotional breakdown. We disagree also on Tyrant Cop makes a big mistake, with me giving it a thumbs up for being a classic example of a post office fraud, while Hez gives it a thumbs down for being same old, same old. And finally, we agree on your being arrested, turn off the camera, with me giving it a thumbs down for its lame attempt at fraud-splaining his way out of it, and Hez giving it a thumbs down as he sees it as potentially painting the frauditor in a thoroughly undeserved positive light. Thank you guys for joining us once again. Always glad to have you here. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you won't miss any future episodes of reviewing popular frauditor videos. Thank you and good night.